Today we're making Assam Laksa, the shortcut version. Traditionally, a number of herbs are used for this dish, but because I am living abroad, it's not as accessible, so I've omitted them. But it still tastes the same except not as fragrant. So first step, you want to break dried chilies into a bowl. Be careful when handling dried chilies with your hands because your fingers will become very spicy. Do not touch your face. This is what it should look like, and now you want to pour in boiling hot water and try not to stand over the bowl while you do this because that steam is hot. Leave it to soak until it becomes soft and tender and then strain. Shake the strainer to remove all seeds. Now use a tongue to place the chilies inside the bowl. As you can see, I am shaking out the rest of the seeds because the seeds is what makes it really spicy. And then add them to a blender. I'm only making this for one, so my ingredients are very little, but you might want to add more if you're making for more people. This is a lemongrass, top and tail it, and roughly chop the rest. Add it to your blender. And do the same for onions. Just roughly chop it, add it to the blender, and again repeat with garlic. I'm only using one garlic because I don't really like it too garlicky, but you know, the amount depends on your own preference. This is belacan, as we call it in Malaysia. It has a lot of other names all around Southeast Asia, and it's basically fermented shrimps. In Malaysia, we use it in brick form, but I'm using the Thai version because I'm living here in Copenhagen, so this is the paste form. Tastes exactly the same. It smells nasty if you've never used it before, but it is delicious. It adds a fantastic amount of umami to your cooking. So I'm gonna add some to the blender. Add water to cover everything up and then blend. I'm using a hand blender because I actually do not own a blender. Now you wanna blend this until it's completely fine. Pour the ingredients into a pot and add water just to thin out the mixture. This is where the shortcut comes in. Instead of using fresh mackerel, I'm using canned mackerel in tomato sauce. Add the whole thing in. You can add more than one can. It depends on your own preference. And you can also break these fish pieces into smaller pieces, but I like them intact, so I'm not really gonna break it. I'm just gonna gently mix the whole mixture together. Allow it to simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes because you want the chili to be thoroughly cooked. Otherwise, you will end up with severe tummy ache. Now, while you do that, we want to prepare the condiments. So thinly sliced onions, and I highly recommend that you use red onions for this. Put them inside a serving bowl. Oh, it's still alive. And I'm using canned pineapples for this, but you can use fresh. It's up to you. Basically, just chop them into bite-sized pieces and add them into the serving bowl next to the living onions. And you can do this however you like, but the idea is basically thinly slice your cucumber. Looks like this. Add it to the serving bowl along with hard-boiled eggs. Now back to the sauce or the gravy. Once it's cooked, add tamarind juice, give it a mix, and add seasoning, salt and sugar. This is laksa noodles. In Malaysia, it will be slightly thicker. It's just basically rice noodles that are thick and round. I'm using the dried one, so it looks slightly thinner, but this is the best that I could find over here. Pour the gravy on top of the noodles and add your condiments on top of it. This would taste really great if you had mint leaves. Unfortunately, I don't have any in my fridge and I'm too lazy to go to the supermarket because it is cold outside. But add mint leaves because it'll be super delicious. Ta-da! This is your Assam Laksa shortcut version, perfect for people who live abroad like myself. You still want the same taste, but you don't have all the ingredients. Thank you for watching, and as usual, please don't forget to subscribe.